Go before we get into the weekend, but not before we go to Nimesh. He's joining in to fill us in with D-Street Chatter. Nimesh, the financials yet again, the banks are leading the way.
Well, that's been the trend for the last couple of days, and that's backed by FI buying as well, which is part of my chatter, part of my dealing feedback as well for the last few days. But again, Nigel, in a day of consolidation, but not a bad outcome given that for the last couple of days, the global markets are not very supportive, and even then, the India markets are relatively outperforming. So, looks like it's a bit of momentum in the broader market stocks, some large cap financial names, which is helping the Nifty to outperform the global peers. So that trend continues in today's market as well. Again, financials are doing good. The bank stocks are well bid. That's the overall feedback. And again, the quarterly update has been pretty much strong across most of the financial names. So even that's helping the sentiment to some extent in the financial stocks today. I guess from a trigger point of view, most of the liquidity-driven triggers seems to be out of the way now. Earnings will be the next big trigger to watch out for. And of course, the commodity basket is something we need to track very closely because crude going higher is a bit sensitive negative for the Indian market. So crude, commodities, that's something to track. But again, earnings will be a big trigger to watch out for, which starts next week.
Okay, all right. Nimesh, what about individual stocks? What are you picking up?
So in terms of individual names, the first stock is DB Realty, a big move in that stock and good volumes as well. I guess the large part of the QIP pain seems to be over now, and I understand some big family offices are active buyers again in this particular stock. From a trigger point of view, there is a big chatter that maybe the company is going to announce some large tie-up on the commercial development very soon. So that's something to track in DB Realty. The second name is JSW Energy. Even that's buzzing in trade today, good volumes as well. The QIP got closed last evening, so the disclosure on the investors will come out today evening. And I understand some very large market names have invested in the JSW Energy QIP. Almost 90% of the book has come from the long-only fund, so that's again to track in JSW Energy. The third stock is NTPC. The power space have done well today, but NTPC stands out. For the last couple of days, very good accumulation happening from larger domestic mutual funds, and hence a lot of deliveries getting marked in NTPC, and that's been the case today as well. And the last name is BATA India. In a good trending market, BATA India has been under pressure today on sell flows, and of course there was a Citi note in the morning. They've put out a 90-day negative catalyst watch on BATA India, and they expect quarter four to be quite soft, and hence BATA is under pressure today.
Okay, all right, Nimesh. Thanks a lot for that. Explains why that stock is under